So the recording should be at a higher resolution than these Zoom calls. So if you find the text is blurry or you want to go back and look at any of the stuff, they should be at a higher resolution. It takes me a few days to post them sometimes, but they should all be up eventually. Okay, so this is where we left our MATLAB, and if you open a MATLAB, it should remember where it was. I want to move around a little bit here. We need to close out this script. And I want to create a new working directory, a new place to start writing our code, because to date, all of our code has been a single file. It's been a little script that we wanted to kind of automate a task, like make a plot. For this next chunk, we're going to start writing a lot of little tools that we're going to combine together in new ways. And so we need a folder to keep all of our tools together, all of our functions together. Okay? So the MATLAB navigation is at the top of your screen, right under the ribbon. You should see, if you're in the MATLAB cloud, it starts with the blue thing, and then MATLAB Drive, mobile sensor data. Your MATLAB Drive is yours to play around with. It's kind of like Google Drive, so you're welcome to store your scripts inside of here. But I think it's more typical to store them directly on your desktop. So it doesn't matter where you do it. I'm going to go ahead and put them on my MATLAB Drive, because later in the semester I might have to switch computers to something in the classroom. So I'll keep them here. But wherever you are, look at the current folder, okay? And right click and say new folder. Let me make sure you can see this. Sorry. Let's try that. Again, right click in this little area and say new folder. Okay. And let's call it EW200 underscore game. And then you want to double click that new folder so that the full path is on the top bar of your screen and the current folder is totally empty. Right? So we're going to say everything that we're working on should take place in this new folder we just created. What do we think? Any problems? Everything's empty in the current folder. All right, so for the next couple weeks, as we talk about making this game, the first thing you should do, if your current folder is not the EW200 underscore game folder, double click around until it is. All right, now I'm going to give myself a new figure. So I'm going to type figure, and that's going to pop up this new window. You see, and I normally put a plot inside of here. Now, I'm sure you've noticed by now, when you use the plot command or other figure commands, it doesn't necessarily bring this to the foreground. It just repaints it, and you might have to go find this window somewhere else. So, particularly as we make this video game, I think it's useful to keep this figure docked inside the main MATLAB window. So, and right below the X to close the figure is a small little hooked arrow, and that docks the figure. If you hover your cursor over it, it says dock figure 1. So you want to hit that dock. And then kind of move it around, and as you move around your view, you'll see that it pops into other different kinds of snap areas, right? And I think the best place to snap it is so that it shows up as kind of a square on the left-hand side. I'd still like to see some of these other views here, and certainly my workspace is going to be useful one to keep open on the right. But try to move that around and see if you can't get a view that looks somewhat similar to mine.
Sorry, where was the folder again? Where?
What's that?
To get that?
You just type the word figure. Right, and so figure is just a window that we can then add like plots to. So if I said plot, let's make the line the function sine x. Maybe we'll just get warmed up with some math, which is MATLAB's forte, right? So sine is periodic. This wave, we remember sine. It's periodic over 0 to 2 pi, right? So let's make our x variable start at 0 and go up by 0.01 all the way up to 2 times pi. And then y can be sine of that value. And put a semicolon so you don't get inundated with stuff. Now, if I say plot x comma y, you see, and I put that dot here, the way MATLAB does plotting is it actually does a little connect the dots game. Right? It's going to take all these are XY pairs, right? Remembering that X is 2.8, 2.9, 3, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, blah, 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 right? And then the value of sine at the number 2.8 is the Y. And if you omit the little dot here, it's going to actually connect them, and it'll look like a nice smooth curve. Okay, I guess to make that clearer that it's really just a connect the dots game, we can go back and have a coarser step. Right, I could have a step of like 1 here, and then I could say y equals sine x. And now look, I'm only going to have how many? 7 dots. This is going to look pretty sad. Right? There's just 7 dots in that plot. You can use an asterisk to make them look a little bit bigger, right? You see? So this is going to be important as we start to build graphics to understand that MATLAB handles shapes and plots as a series of x's and a series of y's, and it's going to do a connect the dots game. It doesn't actually know of the smooth, analog, continuous kind of sine x wave. It just knows that it can ask its little math engine, what is the sine of 2.8? And it will go, sine of 2.8, and that is 0.33. So the y value at 2.8 is going to be something like 0.335. And it's going to put a dot there. That's how the plots work. That's what we did at the end of lab, where you found the location of the maxes. You figure out where the max happened, and also what was the max value. And then you put an asterisk there. Are we good so far? Okay, so that's how we draw lines in MATLAB with the plot command. We can draw polygons using the fill command. So a polygon is just a set of connect the dots where the last dot goes back and connects to the first dot. Okay, so let me share my screen a different way here, and let me draw a couple ideas before we actually run this fill command. Oh no, wait, one moment here. Things are a mess. All right, hold on. I've got this new setup, which I'm working through here, which promises to be amazing, and your learning will just improve dramatically. But it's going to take me a moment here. So this is a way to annotate the screen a little better. One moment. Get excited. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me switch the scene over. One moment.